forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Pantheon, it's going to be Soulkey, it's going to be Sn0w for a Patreon cast of the week. Bottom left, it is Sn0w. Bottom right, it be Soulkey. His overlord is not moving. What the heck, man? Go, Terry, go. Run, scout the bottom left. There are Protoss there, but don't tell Soulkey in advance, man, okay? Alright, so, you might be thinking Soulkey is favored in this matchup, and he is if it's an ASL match, but other than that, man, Sn0w kicks around Soulkey like someone who stole something, man. If it's a Pro League series, Sn0w just dumpsters Soulkey 4-0 or 3-0 or maybe 3-1. But in ASL, Soulkey levels up, he really cares about ASL, and then wins. He doesn't win 4-0, right? It took 7 games and 6 games to defeat Sn0w in the previous ASLs, the last 2 ones. So again, Soulkey is favored in ASL, but just by a little bit, but Sn0w is favored if it's not an ASL game. So interesting, weird interaction between these two players. We have an overpool opening here from our guy Soulkey. We've got our Terry the Overlord scouting out, Terry Mert at falconpaladin.store. We've got mugs, we've got t-shirts with Terry on them. There you go. That's the play. So, gate opening versus overpool. The probe is scouting, not the right direction. Is not going to find any creep and is very disappointed about that. Swinging on down. Now going to scout the bottom right because that is the shortest rush distance to his base from where Soulkey can spawn. He's not worried about cross spawn rushes. He's got that handled, but what he's worried about is potentially a closer spawn getting to him before he's quite walled off here. Can I expand? Do I need a forge? What am I worried about right now? Well, it is a pool first play, so worrying about lings would make a lot of sense. And before we get too deep into this thing, this is a Patreon cast. So if you're watching this July 1st, the week of July 1st, 2025, thanks for being a patron. You should feel really proud of that. Supporting StarCraft in 2025, and especially the Falcon Paladin variety. And if you are watching this in August 2025, or a little bit later in July 2025, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm here with StarCraft, man. Good stuff like this. A long macro Sn0w versus Soulkey game? Heck yeah. So, now, expanding, going for a quick third, because guess what? Terry sees everything that's happening here. He sees the gate timing, sees the location, knows it's going to be a fast expansion. There we go. And look at this, escorting the probe. So the drone can expand in relative peace, right? How many players send a worker out to get a third base or a fourth base, and then enemy units are there and the worker just dies, bleh. And then you don't get to expand there when you want to, and it's delayed, and that hurts. It hurts if you're playing against Sn0w to not have an expansion when you want it. So excellent job by Soulkey, love that. Ling's coming out. There's that Nexus. Not a lot of lings, just droning, right? You get that third base. You can get the third base for Larva and then just try to ling flood the ever-loving crap out of this guy whose name is Sn0w. But also, you don't have to do it that way. Oh, wow. Soulkey gets a forge. What? Wow. Okay. So we get a forge and then a cyber core. Wow. He is worried about Soulkey showing up with a bunch of lings and ruining his day. In fairness, there's a Hydralisk den on the way. I still think that forge is unnecessary. Unless you're worried about a ton of lings, which we're just not getting here. I mean, 6 lings is a little dicey, but look at the zealot count. I guess for walling off purposes, it's nice. And then he tosses up a cannon in case the lings do start munching on his buildings. Cannons can really shut that thing down. Cyber core warping its way in as it does. And then we get a Stargate? We do. Okay, we get a Stargate. We're going to do some Corsair map control here From Sn0w, nothing we haven't seen 1,000 times before. But Soulkey going for these Hydra upgrades, man. Oh, no, what? What? That timing was insane. He slips the Lings in just as the cannon is warping in, but it's not done yet. A probe does die on the gas. The rest of the probes get pulled off. I think there's one probe killed here. I think it's just the one. Oh my gosh, selecting Lings as they're running around is my nightmare. One. Yeah, I think they killed a single probe, and now they're running free inside your base. The Zealots all come back to deal with this. There's nothing following it up here. There are some Lings out, but they're not coming across the map whatsoever because there's a cannon there now. This is pretty good, actually. Soulkey's response to getting that run by was good. He sent the Zealots back. He's using probes to block off access to that mineral line, and then I think all these Lings are going to die, having one kill among them. One. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Not a single probe died. Okay, one probe died there, but not another one. That's some sick stuff by Sn0w. I thought for sure those Lings would get in and kill like 3 or 4 or 5 workers, and then Sn0w would be behind irrevocably, but no. Citadel of Adun is coming in. Okay, now I got the Hydras. The range upgrade isn't even done yet. They're already going to town on this gateway, and now it's done. Now they can kill this +1 attack. The Zealots know this. They're going to come out and try to shut this thing down, which is a beautiful maneuver. Hydras. Ugh. They just have to keep... They need this upgrade. I don't know if they need it. But the gateway is going to die. We can accept the death of the gateway, but the forge going down before that upgrade finishes would be brutal. Oh my gosh, I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get the forge. Yeah, he cancels the upgrade. He knows it's dead. He knows it's dead. Corsair flying around, hunting for overlords, not finding any kills. There are Hydras defending the overlords. There's one over here that is hiding. But other than that, the only presence on the map here for Soulkey is this Hydra ball. They're going to jump in. They can kill cannons. Now, I think if it was just the cannons, right, Sn0w would be dead. But he got the Zealots too. Zealot legs is not quite done yet. But definitely has the Zealots. Lair coming in. Macro Hatch coming in at the 3rd base and the natural base. 4 ASL champ 4 times in a row. Soulkey. So right now, I mean, denying that upgrade, killing the forge, killing the gateway. 3rd base looking good. 34 drones here. I'm not sure he's lost a single drone today, which is pretty awesome. Corsair just trying to keep an eye on things, right? Is it going to be a fast hive? What? Templar Archives on the way from our guys. Sn0w? Could be some little DT Corsair shenaniganry, but we're not going heavy on the Corsairs today. We are investing into Zealots. We are using our money to make Zealots. We're using our money to get High Templar out, be the guest, maybe some DTs. Yeah, but I don't think I have enough Corsairs to actually wipe out the Overlord count at any of these bases. And plus there's Hydras too, so it's tough. It is tough to get Corsair DT working unless you drop them into the main base where there's no detection and no Hydras or Sunkens or Lings at all. Could be pretty good, man. Let's see how this works out for our guys. There are DTs on the way. Let's see if a Robo is coming in here from Sn0w or not. And Soulkey just feels like he has enough Hydras to deal with the incoming Zealots, and he does. Corsair checks the main and goes, I don't see any Overlords down here. So tell you what, Robo? Robo bait? No. Okay, not making a robo here. I just feel like dropping 40 Ts into this base and going wom 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 would really kind of win you this game right now, Sn0w. We've seen it. We've seen even players as good. What the Dark Archon? As good as Soulkey die to that stuff. So Dark Archon coming up. Just a lot of Hydras. I mean, it is Hydras. Lurker Aspect is coming in. Dragoon Range is on the way. It corresponds usually with that setup. I don't think this guy... I was going to say, he doesn't even have Maelstrom, but he's researching Maelstrom now. Cannons attacking what's technically a high ground egg, so some of the shots are missing, which is a little bit funny. Like, you're attacking a neutral thing, and you're getting mischance. Gosh, this Corsair has... No, it had like 2 hit points and it died to the Scourge. It's kind of a waste of a Scourge, honestly. That Corsair did not have a lot of HP. Oh, he has an Overlord in the main now. Soulkey, you have an Overlord in the main. Let's do this. He's fine. Right, so the DTs were actually used for Dark Archons. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because again, we're not investing into Corsairs today. It's like a 1 Corsair kind of a game here from Sn0w. Hydra Lurker seems to be the name of the game right now from Soulkey. We'll see the timing on the Hive if he's going to get there today. He's got time. I'm not saying he needs to get a Hive now, but good scout on that 3rd base too at the 6 o'clock with the Overlord. Once again, if you've killed every Corsair on the map, your Overlords are suddenly freer to run around and scout stuff, whereas before they weren't, which is awesome. It's so nice for Zerg players to recognize that all the Corsairs are dead and you can just kind of casually park Overlords in places like this and get good intel all the time. Lurkers, maybe trying to bust up this, but good little high ground King of the Hill position from Sn0w. We got Storms doing the storm thing. We got cannons on the back line. And there's the Queen's Nest. All right, good. So Soulkey decided he does want a Hive today. Makes a lot of sense. Can't say no to that. 4th base for the Zerg coming up. Minerals only, but he is going to make a lot of Lings today, and he will give them the Crackling upgrade. Probably. Knock on wood if you're Falcon, because... too many times Zerg players are like, there's a lot going on when the Hive pops, Falcon. I have to do a million things. I'm microing in 3 battles at once, and I'm hitting my macro cycles, and I'm getting upgrades, and I'm working on a Defiler round, which is really key, and I don't have time to remember your Adrenal sometimes, and then I'm sad, because you're a pro player, man. I know there's a million things you have to do, but you're good at doing them because that's why you're pro. That's what makes you a pro player. So skipping Adrenal just makes Falcon the saddest of casters. He cries. He cries. Nice Maelstrom. Once again, never as awesome as a Maelstrom on a bunch of mutas that are stacked up, but still 3 dead Hydras because they couldn't run is not bad at all. Got a Hive coming in. As I already said, I'm trying to figure out what else is happening here. There's a 0 defended 4th base. Not what? No. Get in there. Yeah. No Sunkens means lost mining time. Woo. I mean, he's pretty much on top of it here. He had Lings nearby, which is nice. Look at this Overlord positioning here. He's Overlord and Scourge here. He's worried about getting dropped. He's not worried about Corsairs. And then Sn0w taking another base, man. He's going 4 bases right now to the 4 bases of Soulkey. So then Soulkey says, well, I guess my turn now is to get a 5th base. Hydra's running for it. Maelstrom catching a single Hydralisk. That is funny. So yeah, 5th base up the right side. We're getting into some pretty crazy macro styles here. Soulkey is known for killing you in the first 3 minutes, but also is a master of a late game. And, didn't escort the drone quite well enough. So now he has to send a new drone up to expand, which takes a minute, and you have to remember to do it. And you have to recognize that your drone up here died. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. This delay right here. Sn0w recognized that Soulkey was going to try to get a 5th base, send some zealots up, shut it down, and now Soulkey still doesn't have... He still doesn't have a 5th base coming up. Finally sending a drone, but that's delayed. That is delayed by 2 minutes, maybe more. Wow. Alright, well, the Lings have decided there are enough of them to deal with these zealots and shut down an attempt at a 5th base by our Protoss. Additionally, trying to push into lurkers and sunkens and hydras. Oh my, is tough. Wrap around on the backside with these Lings. What do they want to attack? They're leaving the Dark Archon alone. They're kind of just dying to Psystorm and Dragoon shots and Zealot hits as well. This is really well done by Sn0w. I don't think he's losing much here whatsoever. But this is Soulkey we're talking about. He is flooding in more Lings, more lurkers, trying to burrow him up right now. Dark Archon's like, I don't have enough energy to... Actually, he could throw a Maelstrom down if he wanted. But I don't think he's needed. He's up 30 supply right now. Sn0w is making some really excellent trades. And Soulkey's 5th base was late. I don't know how I feel about this for him. I mean, look at this. Another round of Zealots popping in. Their +1 attack was late, but they're at 2-2 now versus Hydras that are sitting at 2-1. Also, that probe was like, I wonder if I can expand up there now. No! There are a bunch of Zerglings here. Consume is on the way. There we go. Crackling saying hello to the Zealots, who are not very good against Zerglings when they have that upgrade. Lurkers on this little high ground, low ground, narrow ridge that leads into every main base. 5th base finally pops, but 4 bases for Sn0w. If Sn0w is able to get a 5th base here, he would be on even base count against Soulkey and be feeling pretty good, but he's not sending... Yeah, he didn't send enough to actually escort the probe properly. Ooh, there is a support bay and a shuttle on the way, so we're going to see some Reavers here, late game PvZ. Oh, they got the probe. He sent more stuff, and he got the probe. He's like, you delayed my base, I'll delay yours. I'm not doing much else here. Did force an Archon that maybe Sn0w didn't want to force. Oh, what are these guys doing? They're running from the Hydras and getting killed by Cracklings. No! No. 2-1 upgrades on them, Cracklings. Crackalackalings. Look at him. Taking down a Dark Archon. Bop! That's the sound it makes when it dies. Bop! It's a big one. Plague's on the way from Soulkey. This is a PvZ for the ages. This is what we like to see from this matchup. The Reavers, the Plague, the Cracklings, the Dark Swarm. All of the ingredients are here. The Archons, the Psystorm. Protoss always gets what they need to get. Zerg sometimes skips steps, and I don't like it when that happens. But Night is coming up top left. Expanding to a 6th base here is Soulkey, recognizing that, yeah, my Lings got kicked out of the 9 o'clock. So there's probably a Nexus coming in there. It'd be an interesting little, maybe a head fake there, right? Just a bit of a feint. If he didn't expand here, which is, I think, part of why these Lings are coming down this way, but also he didn't send enough. Yeah, Cracklings are good against Zealots, but you still can't kill 1 Zealot with 1 Zergling. It changes to like 3 instead of 4. So cost for cost, they're incredible, but you still need 3 Lings to kill a Zealot. Lurkers, Lings, didn't bring an Observer with us. You're not getting up this thing either, man. Not with Cracklings and Lurkers and Sunkens. They're going to get trapped and surrounded. Although it's hard to surround a speed slot, they are slippery. Psystorm is good against Lings. Honestly, if you don't have Psystorm against Lings, I think you just die once they have the Crackling upgrade. I guess Reavers can help. Ooh, fun position here. Plague! Ooh! But the Psystorm kills the Lurker. A lot of cannons here. Dark Swarm and a handful of Lings jumps in, though. That's sometimes all you need with the Psystorm. Inside the Dark Swarm does the job. Gets those Lings taken care of, and Sn0w boots the Zerg process. Or the Zerg presence? The Zerg presence out of this location once and for all. He wants the 6 o'clock base bad. Soulkey does. He's sending in. He's like, I already got a Dark Swarm there. I just gotta get Lurkers in there. But then the Reavers show up, and the Archons show up, and Sn0w is successfully defending the ever-loving crap out of the 6 o'clock base. Unfortunately for him, he's only about 20 supply up on Soulkey. Soulkey is 6 base in it. He is running out here wild right now with 3-2 Hydras, 2-2 Cracklings, Plagues and Dark Swarms getting cast all over the place. It is not ideal. I would not want to be a Protoss player in this position no matter what. You would not know what to do. But it is Sn0w we're talking about here. He is the best Protoss player in the world, and sometimes is the best player in the world according to Pro League results. So in direct engagements here, it's been going pretty well for Sn0w. I mean, anytime there's like a big battle with any size of army from the Zerg or the Protoss, Sn0w's coming out on top. It's these little counters, these little run-bys that is really helping Soulkey find what he needs to find here, which is just some purchase, like some ability to get some damage. Especially with the Reavers, man. High Templar, Archon, Reaver, the holy triumvirate for Protoss. Sn0w is crushing it out here, getting a 6th base of his own up the left side. Thinking about taking a 12 o'clock here is Soulkey. We'll see if he can pull it off or not. But yeah, this is just Soulkey's style, man. He will just come in, try to catch your bases that are just coming up, or catch your bases that are not all that defended. Catch an Archon that's out on the map, surround it, kill it. Maybe try to jump in this base and just take it down too. Right. Oh, High Templar getting picked off as well is so good. Oh, yeah. Crackling says, no, 2 High Templar die for like 4 Zerglings. Reaver defense, the mobile Reaver defense here, man. We're looking at Sn0w. Nice Plague, sending in Reavers to wherever is needed on defense. But look at Soulkey, 185 supply. Yep, taking that 12 o'clock base here on Pantheon. What a nutso PVZ this is from RJB. It's a DEFCON 1er, and he was not wrong about that. Zerglings on Plagued Dragoons. Oh, it's Dragoon's worst nightmare. I think they'd rather fight Reavers than fight Lings when they're plagued. Okay, more and more Hydras to deal with the Archons, but then the Reavers are kind of the answer to everything. Hold on a second. Nice pick up and retreat out of there. That was sick. Well played by Sn0w. Plague on his own Hydralisk. I don't know what that looked like. A misclick, quite possibly. And once again, when Sn0w's, the bulk of his army shows up, he's just trying to sneak up to where there's cannon support here. Cannons that still have value, just like Sunkens have value at this stage of the game. Static defense doesn't go away as valuable. It's just in conjunction with other stuff, that's when it's the best. That's always the case. But in the early game, sometimes you can make it work with just static defense. Pah! Bunch of lurkers coming in here. Now, the fight begins for these 2 bases in these corners. If Sn0w gets them, he's going to win this game. If Soulkey gets them, Soulkey's in a good position to win this game. I mean, not much is guaranteed in StarCraft, but Sn0w with a base lead on a Zerg player is going to beat him in a macro game. Nice Plague again. Lurkers finish morphing just in time to run away, reposition somewhere else, and burrow up. 12 o'clock base might just go down. Look at Sn0w authoritatively going in there, but however, this left side 8 o'clock base getting absolutely blitzed. It's a minerals-only base. This base has gas, so I think it provides more value to Soulkey than this one does for Sn0w down in the bottom left there. But yeah, that's a dead hatch. That's a dead Nexus. Lurker on the high ground does get stormed into oblivion there. I mean, How many more lurkers can he pop on that high ground is the question. These Reavers are plagued. Excellent, excellent job there. Floating across the map to try to take down the 9 o'clock. Now, here comes Soulkey. Lings jumping in, jumping on. Any shots on a Reaver you can get are going to be good shots on a Reaver. Oh, they get both of the plagued Reavers and the non-plagued Reavers getting hit as well. Gets picked up, dodging Ling attacks. What they can do here, the Lings taking down the Robo. That can't run away from us. That can't shoot back. How nice is this? Then they get in, and nice Reaver shot, man. Holy smokes. So a lot of stuff dies there, but pretty good Reaver micro keeps the base alive. The Nexus itself is here. Soulkey taking this 6 o'clocker. Well, I guess it's a 5 o'clocker base next to the 6 o'clock that Sn0w has had for a while here. 12 o'clock, not getting retaken. This doesn't have gas. So again, taking away an available Vespene Geyser from a Zerg player at 25 minutes is pretty great. We're just going to do a little storm drop here. Soulkey does see it and respond properly, only losing 2 drones to the drop. But now we're coming into the top right with Archons. Kind of waste an attack on that hatchery. I think could have one more storm available. Did you save a storm for this one? I think we're just trying to get home with this. At this stage, yeah, probably. But Scourge are just a little bit faster. Look at this. Just the tiniest bit faster. It's not like fighting Corsairs where the move speed is the same. Is he going to make it back in time? Place your bets, folks. Is this thing going to live? Ah, the jukes. Ah, 6 o'clock base getting hit as well, though. Dark Swarm. Lurkers, Lings, the shuttle does survive. This base is getting targeted by Cracklings with the +3 attack. Can they get the Nexus before the response shows up? And no, 140 hit points on that Nexus. Couldn't take it down. Sn0w's response team got there in time. 12 o'clock, retaken by Soulkey. The 5 o'clock, yes, it exists by Soulkey, but also it's minerals only, and there are no drones at it right now. 196 to 147 supply. Sn0w is up big time. He's up big time. That top left base is basically his. I really don't see a way for Soulkey to get up there and shut it down without drops. Without drops. We haven't seen many drops today. I don't think storm drops necessarily count as drops. I mean, in a way, yes, they are, but another way, they're not. Top left, yes. Coming up here, lurkers and lurker eggs at the same time. That's kind of fun. Sn0w moving away from that position, doesn't like it. At this stage, I think he is pretty darn happy with splitting this map in half and letting Soulkey come to him, but also he's out on the map. Scourge does get wiped out, or does wipe out an Obs with a Scourge. Trying to take this base down. I'm not sure how many minerals are left to really make it worth it. But using the high ground against the Zerg player, Dark Swarm really makes high ground attacks or low ground attacks useless, unfortunately. But look how many Archons there are over here. It's a giant number of Archons. They're taking down a macro hatch. Lings are rolling in. They stop to fight them. If you're not surrounding the Archons, you're not killing them with Lings. 17, 12, 16. These Archons are bad boys. Look inside the Dark Swarm. Finally, Cracklings take him down. Hatch is dead, and the Protoss army survives to tell more about it. Look at this. 18, 12, 15, 9. 2 separate Archons with 18 kills, and 15 on that guy, too. 10 on that guy. This is the kind of game we see where the Protoss wins, man. We are at 200 to 127 supply. Soulkey loses a base. Soulkey does not get any kind of counterattack off. He doesn't finish this Nexus off. He just tries to save this. Fails miserably. Tries to get some lurker dropping up here. A little bit of Hydra Ling dropping up here, too. I don't think so. Pretty sure I don't think so. Yeah, no, absolutely not. 1 Archon. 10 kills on that sucker. I know they pick up kills from when they were 2 High Templar as well. It adds to their numbers. It inflates their stats. I get it. But, man, if this base dies again, which it looks like it's going to, these lurkers were no match for the incoming late game Archon army with 3-3-2 upgrades. Archon, Zealots, Dragoons, High Templar. Mass Archon would not be good. Mass Zealot would not be good. Mass Dragoon would not be good. But together, They fly. Hatch down, and I think that's it. He's trying to get a lurker drop. Yeah, back here at the 9 o'clocker. Gets a couple probe kills, 3 probe kills, 4 probe kills. Yeah, 4 kills on this lurker, denying all mining at a single base here for a second at least. Is it enough? Down 70 supply. It's 80 supply. Down 80 supply to Sn0w is not something you can really recover from. Unless Sn0w is starved out and you've got money and you can make some trades over time, but... yeah, what a Patreon game for the week, man. Sn0w. Excellent storm drop-in, Reaver defense, the Archons, the upgrades. Oh, Reaver dies, but Reaver did its job, saving the base, allowing the cannons to get free shots off. And it's a maxed out Sn0w. He doesn't have any kind of a bank. I love these little baby drops. I'm like, well, maybe if I come with 2 Lings and 4 Hydras, I can kill this base. And the answer is no. No, you cannot do that either. I'm just trying to see what kind of last-ditch, last-gasp effort Soulkey has here. He really wants to kill this base, but there's a new Reaver back here, bro. And there's some more Psystorm, and... oh, man, attacking into this 5 o'clocker unopposed. See the difference between a Zerg base and a Protoss base? There are always High Templar and Reavers at a Protoss expansion. But for Zerg expansions, often you'll find nothing whatsoever because, you know, they don't want to invest in that stuff. And it hurts. There's DTs. Oh, he Psystormed his own DT. The DT could have cleaned these Hydras out by himself. I mean, we're good. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. He's like, did we need to bring the Reaver in? No, just in case we did anyway. So yeah, dead base, dead base, dead base. Soulkey's down 160 to 80 supply. Double the supply in favor of Sn0w here. And at this point, you just have to defend. That's it. Which he can do. Psystorm, Reavers, Cannons. Can handle a lot, it turns out. Yeah, Dark Storm just doesn't really matter all that much when you have this much Storm and this many Archons. And that's it. Soulkey taps out. Sn0w is our winner in 32 minutes and 42 seconds. Fantastic. Like, really, really great showing there from our guy, Sn0w, for the Patreon game of the week. Awesome. Like, really awesome stuff there. So, GG for Sn0w. Just doing a good job killing bases and really not losing much of his own. This one almost died. This one got attacked a few times and I think barely got scratched. And meanwhile, base dead, base dead, base dead. If you can kill 3 enemy bases and lose 1, I think he lost, yeah. If you can lose 1 Nexus and kill 3 hatcheries, you're probably going to win. The delay on this 5th base, again, it's a small thing, but I feel like the delay on the 5th base was big. It really gave Sn0w some breathing room, allowed him to get up on this left side, and just the economy of Soulkey's was a little bit late. The early pressure, I think, again, admirably handled by Sn0w. Lings get into the main base, 6 of them, and they killed a single probe. All he had were slow zealots. Slow zealots and then a cannon at the very end, but he handled it quite nicely. Only lost the 1 probe, and I got to give my hats off to him there too. Hydra's busting in, taking down that +1 attack. That hurts. The Gateway dying too. Hurt, but he took the setbacks. He got into the Reavers at a good time for it and pulled off the victory. So, Sn0w fans, happy today. Soulkey fans, I mean, you're just always happy, right? This guy's won 4 straight ASLs. Can you really be disappointed at anything Soulkey does? He played really hard. He tried his best. But like I said, Sn0w beats him when it's not ASL more often than not. Look at this. 1,096 units killed today by Sn0w. Soulkey killed 200 total units today. I mean, that's That's insane. That is an insane number. 27 to 6 buildings raised in favor of Soulkey, and the outspend by the Zerg was 5,000 plus in 32 minutes. Not quite good enough. And that's going to be it from me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.